if you purchased our RGB strip light, this thing is not your typical LED strip light. It's completely waterproof. Comes with this crazy connector on the end. We don't really deal with those things a whole lot. People ask us about interior lighting, so we started carrying one after we tested it. We got really good results with this thing. It worked really well. Haven't had any issues. So what you want to do, you can daisy chain 2 pair of these together if you want to. What you want to do is just simply plug it together. Hook the next part up. Hook the next strip up. When you buy this, it comes with 1 strip. I believe it's $45. Doesn't come with a remote control. Okay, you have the option to purchase the remote control when you bought it. Now you'll see in each one of these little areas here, you'll see little solder joints. You can cut that. Okay, but once you cut it, you're going to expose it. So you have to put clear silicone or 3M 5200 on the end and protect that cut. All right, 16.4 feet. You can cut it down to 1 foot. 3 foot, 5 foot, 7 foot, and whatever you've cut off is now useless, but you can cut it off. They do make, if you get Gearhead and these RGB strips, you can go and buy you these little jumpers, 90s. You cut it off, you can go buy you another piece that crimps down on this. We're not going to get into all that. There's plenty of people that sell that kind of stuff. People were asking us for a quality LED strip. It's exactly what we have here. This is completely impregnated 50/50 RGB LEDs. These are the best LED strip lights that you can buy, period. Okay, that's the 50/50. 50/50 means that's the type of LED that's inside of it. It's a rock star. Alright, does not come with adhesive on the back. Comes with a textured surface. You can put clear silicone, hold it in place with painter's tape, and let it dry. It'll come with eight little rubber clips like these. Hold it in place if you want. Okay. Come with 8, 1 for every 2 feet. But if you hook them on the outside of a pontoon below, silicone it, hold them in place with a tape or whatever you want to hold them in place with. But this thing probably lasts forever if you do that. Now what happens is it's going to come like this, and if you bought a remote control, then you'll see it's got terminals right here. Of course, nothing to plug it into there. This is the input, the little metals here. This is the input. And actually, you can do either end. It doesn't really matter. We suggest using this end. So what happens is, what you need to do next, if you're using our remote, is cut that connector off, and you'll have a blue, a red, a green, a black. Okay? On here you'll see blue, green, red, V positive, positive, negative. Positive, negative, that's the input. V positive, that terminal is where the black wire goes. The black wire on these LED strips is basically 12 volts. So you hook V to the black wire. All right. You hook the red to red, green to green, blue to blue. So the black goes to V positive here. So when this thing sends out a signal, that's how it works. When you go to power this light, if you didn't buy a remote, which is perfectly fine, this just happens to be one we test, one we sell. You know, one that worked pretty good for us. You know, we don't make it. We just buy it and sell it. We don't make those. We make underwater drain plug lights. But what we do sell, we test. And we tested these extensively, and they work great. Now, that being said, there are 12 billion different type of LED strip controllers. They have, you can just buy this and use a phone app. We don't sell it, but you can buy something like this off the internet and use a phone app to control it, which is kind of cool. You know, this is just a separate whole deal. We sell for 25 bucks. Works fine. Now, like I said, once again, you can use it. You can use any kind of RGB controller as long as it falls within these parameters: 12 to 24 volts, 6 amps times 3 channels. As long as you have at least 6 amps running to that thing. If you don't want to use that, all right, what you'll do is you'll hook this to 12 volts. Period. You can actually use 3 different switches here. All right, you can hook a switch to the red. You can hook a switch to the blue. Hook a switch to the green. What you're doing here is you're putting grounds on each one of these, throwing a ground to the input. Black 12 volts, kind of confusing, I understand. Black is 12 volts, the rest receive a ground. You shoot a ground to green, you're going to get a green light. Shoot a ground to red, you're going to get a red light. Shoot a ground to blue, you're going to get a blue light. Okay, so if you have 3 switches, click, click, click. One comes on at a time, you turn them all on, you're going to have white, basically. Now, when you do that simple configuration, you're not going to get all the twists and twirls and purples and violets and all these different configurations, all right? You're going to get solid red, solid green, solid blue if you hook directly to this. All right, that should cover that.